Hello everyone, I'm Cruz Nunez. I'm the senior backend developer on Vamos, and I'm going to show you around the desktop app today. You will mainly use the desktop app for planning your outreach, while you will primarily use the mobile app while out in the field logging visits. So when we log into Vamos at app.vamosoutreach.org, you'll see at the top right that we are logged in as a manager for the Vamos demo organization. You only have access to the data in your organization, and the level of access depends on the account type that you have. As a manager, you have full control. There are also other levels like planner and user, which give you different permissions. Okay, so in Vamos, we call labor camps sites. And we can see these sites on this page as cards, but we can also see them as a table. And of course, every site has a location, and these locations can be plotted on a map. So this is the map view. So in all of these pages, you can search for sites, and you can use the simple search bar here, which will find a site by name, by group, description, street address, and things like that. But you can also make some more advanced searches and search for all kinds of data points, like find all sites with high priority. And these priorities are given to sites by you, and what you decide is a high priority site or not. What city they're in. Does this site have H2A workers present at them? Will there be workers at this site within the next month? So we have a very powerful search feature. But for right now, I'm just going to search for the site with the name Hewitt. So I do get one site, and it's a little zoomed in. Let me zoom out a bit. You can see that this site is in Mill Spring. Now I can open up the card for this site on the map, and I can see even more information about a site if I click this View Details button. Now this is the site details page, where you can see all the information you need to know about a site, including if you need to know what this site looks like. You can add pictures here. You can also see all the information on this site. To the right of the pictures, there's a section in here where you can see which groups this site is associated with. And groups in Vamos are just a collection of sites that is made by you with whatever criteria that you decide. You can make a group called Camps Near Our Office or Cruises Follow-Up Camps. It's really up to you. So here, this site only belongs to the 2023 outreach group. And if we go below here, we see the contact section. Here we see we have one contact, John Hewitt. They are a grower for this site. And then if we click on this contact, here we can see more details about this specific contact, what's their phone number, what company they're with, what type of contact they are, any farms that they're associated with. Right now they're only associated to this one farm we were already looking at, Hewitt Farm in Mill Springs, North Carolina, and it's a high priority site for us. Now if we go back to the site and we click on these icons at the top, instead of viewing the site details in this way, we can also view the site as it appears on a map. And if we want to move the site around, like let's say I don't like that this site is right on top of this other building and it's actually over here, this rectangle right here, I can click on the marker, drag it around, and let go. Now the app will ask if you are sure that you want to make this update. Do you really want to move this pin? I hit OK, and the information saves. Great. Now that we've seen that, we can move on to visits and notes. This is really the heart of the Vamos application. When you go on outreach, this is where you log what happens. Here you can see that there have been 3 visits from the same person, Joanna, once in May, one in June, one in August. We can click on one of those visits to see more information about that visit. Here, Joanna was just following up. They helped 2 people. There were a total of 4 workers here. Joanna was also with Greg, and they donated 4 hygiene kits to the workers, and the workers also had concerns about the plumbing in their housing. So that's a good thing to note. Now, we know each group tracks their own set of information when they go on outreach, so organizations can add any fields that they want through custom fields. You can also use the donations field to track donations of items, workers' rights materials, etc. All of this information can be exported for tracking purposes later in the exports drop down at the top of the nav bar. Okay, now that we've seen visits, we can look at notes. Notes are used to indicate problems in camps or things needing a follow-up, and you can indicate the priority level for these notes. For example, in this site, Hewitt Farms, we see here that on September 4th, an outreach worker reported that they had a high priority issue with pesticide exposure, and the clinic needed to be sent. Great way to track that information. And as you can guess, the color on the left-hand side is what indicates the priority, and you can see these colors on the map as well. That's why this site appears as red on the map. And so if we go back to see all the sites in the map view, we'll see sites show up in many colors: red, yellow, orange. So we can guess that the sites in red need some more attention. The ones in yellow maybe slightly less attention, and the ones in green are okay, that we don't need to do any further checkups on them. Okay, now for the best part. What if we want to actually plan an outreach? How would you do that? In Vamos, you can do that with the routes feature. If we go to the top of the navigation, click on routes, we can start a new route and say, we can call it the December 2022 outreach. All right, so if I want to look at some high priority sites that are concerning, we could use the advanced search here for high priority sites. Hit search. Now we just get just the red ones, and if I'm going to be in the, I don't know, Boone area, seems like there's a lot of concerning sites over here, I can add them to the route with this map that we see here. And as we see, as I open up the little pop-up window and click add to route, they appear over here on the right side as I'm building my route. Now, once you have all the sites that you want in your route, you can then see the trip details of that route with path mode. So based on the order that we've given Vamos, this is the path that it looks like we would take. But if we're not happy with this order, we can move things around and the map will update. For example, if I want to start from this 4th position and then go 1, 2, 3, then I can just move 4 to the top, wait a second, and then the route will update. And I also get an estimate of how far these sites are from each other and how long it will take to do to drive from all the locations. Now, if we scroll to the bottom here, we can also see turn-by-turn directions as well at the bottom of this page. If you need to print these directions out, you can do that as well. Oh, one more thing is that you can also open this route up in Google Maps. And if you want Google Maps to give you directions, you can do that as well through Vamos. And finally, just a reminder, you can use the export functions that we have in Vamos for any of your reporting needs whenever you need to write grants or any other needs that you may have. And yes, thank you for checking out Vamos. This was the Vamos web app at app.vamosoutreach.org.